It's hard to do this spiritual work. It's hard to be consistent. It's hard to wake up and continue to build a self awareness. But it's even harder for you to stay complacent and not live the life you desire, knowing that there's something better out there for you. So you have to choose your heart. Which heart are you going to choose? What is it going to be? Hi, so family. Welcome to my channel. We talk about all things to heal, grow, and evolve. And I wanted to make a very basic video. I made a short video about this on TikTok about how to loop your 3D to 5D, but I wanted to expand on that and make an entirely full video on that because there's so much more to talk about it. And I wanted to give it the most basic and the most simplest way I possibly can to really explain it. I know some people kind of use a lot of spiritual jargon or use a bunch of words. Y'all don't know what they be saying. Sometimes I don't. And it's like they're just saying a bunch of big words to make themselves sound smart or make themselves sound like they know something, but they're not really saying nothing. They're just saying a bunch of nothing pretty much. So I want to explain it in the most simplest way I can about evolving your life, moving in from the 3D to the 5D and higher dimensions. If this is your first time watching, welcome. My name is Sage, and on this channel we talk about things such as spirituality, metaphysics, and African history. So if that's something that you're interested in, just keep on watching. So I explained on TikTok about being in the 3D. What is the 3D dimension? The 3D dimension is us here being on Earth, being in this physical reality. Being here is a part of this matrix. This matrix is a domain, it's a system that has been created for us to forget who we are, forget our God given abilities, because we are all comes from the creator source. We all come from that divine divinity. And because we come from that creator source, that means in return, we have that same God given abilities. We have that same ability to create our own lives. We have the ability to create what we desire. We have the ability to bring our ideas, bring our thoughts, and see it in physical, tangible form. We have that ability within us, but because of the matrix, because of the way the system is formed, we have been taught that it's not possible. We have been taught that all the things we need to do, all the things that we need is everything is all of that is outside of us, that there's no point of looking within us. There's no point in finding answers or seeking answers within our own mind. That is what we've been taught. And so living in this 3D world is succumbing to whatever we've been taught, working 9 to 5 that we do not like, hating our jobs, hating our life, waking up unhappy, waking up miserable, waking up dreading to do anything besides getting out of bed, and just living in that loop, living in that cycle of a robot being on autopilot. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, go home. The same thing over and over and over and over again. And we've been taught that one day, after you put in so much work, putting in so much energy into a job, at the age of 65, you get to retire from that. And even within this retirement system, it's still a whole entire scam. You have to work your life for years and years and years until you get to enjoy your life. That is what we've been taught, living this, to be in this American dream. So living in your 3D is being undesired, is feeling undesired, feeling unhappy with your life, feeling unworthy of doing anything outside of what you're already doing, feeling like there is nothing else out there for you, feeling as if there's no point in life, or feeling very apathetic to life, or just not feeling happy, not being at peace with yourself. That is what I mean when I say living in a 3D. In order to get from 3D to 5D, the 5D is your dream reality. The 5D is what you want to live. The 5D is you daydreaming about your life. The what if this could be my reality, or I want this in my life. Something is calling me, something is pushing me towards this direction. It's you daydreaming about it, is you having callings, is you something that brings you happiness, something that you look forward to in your life, but you feel like you're not able to achieve it. This is how we bridge that gap. This is how we bridge that connection from 3D to 5D. It's releasing these fears. You're being held back entering this 5D reality of yours, which is higher timelines, which is being the best version of yourself, right? You're being held back because of these fears. What will people think about me? What if it doesn't go right? Fears of being seen, fears of rejection. These are things that we've been taught to believe about ourselves. This is what I mean when I say looking for external answers, always looking outside of you instead of looking within. Because we don't have that inner knowing within us, this is where this fear comes from. This is where this fear of doubt, rejection, the what ifs, this is where it all comes from. And so, in order to release that, in order to release these obstacles. This is where I mean when I say you got to do the work. I'm big on shadow work. I said this 1,010,000 times. You need to do the shadow work for you to eliminate, eradicate this shadow self, this darkness within you that is holding you back. We all have a shadow side. We all have darkness within us that is within our mind. We need that shadow and light for duality. However, the shadow should not be taking over your life. The shadow should not be the main thing driving you in this life. The shadow is there to balance and create unity within this dimension, right? But the shadow should not be the one making all the decisions in your life. And that is what's really taking effect. This is what's really happening with people. They're allowing their egos, they're allowing their shadow side, they're allowing their fears to take them over and to stop them from making that action, stop them from taking that plan, stop from making a next move that they want so badly. And a sacrifice must be made. So that is your sacrifice. It sounds great. It sounds great and wonderful, right? But when it comes to doing the work, that's where people fall short, unfortunately. And it also comes with letting go of people who may not be in alignment with you. I've lost a lot of people in my life after starting my spiritual journey. I've lost friends, family members still do not understand me to this day. They think I'm crazy, they say it's demonic. And this fear of rejection from people they already know is stopping them from living their 5D life. The fear of what will people think of me, the fear of what will my family say about me, or what will other people say about me, that is stopping them from embodying that higher version of themselves. And it's going to come at the cost of losing people in your current life, because as you evolve, as you gain higher consciousness, you may not resonate with the people who are currently in your life right now. And so it means you may have to let them go. You may just outgrow your friends. So it's not that you think you're better than them. It's just you just don't resonate with what they're doing. You may not feel like clubbing every single weekend. You may not feel like drinking or doing drugs as you may used to at once, because you evolved your consciousness. You don't resonate with that anymore. So in return, you just naturally outgrow these friend groups. You naturally outgrow these people. And that is completely natural in your journey. And a lot of people are afraid of doing that. They're afraid of letting go of these people. They're afraid of isolation. They're afraid of being alone. But like I said, it's a sacrifice. It's a give and take. You walk away from these outgrown friendships. In return, you find your soul family. You find your tribe. You find people who understand you and love you unconditionally. You find people that resonate with you in return. But it comes with letting go of that first, and then those things will come to you. And it comes with doing the work to get to that position, doing the work to unlock that door, doing the work to walk on those stair steps to that next stages of your life. So this is that sacrifice you must take in order for you to gain that. You sacrifice the 3D, in return you gain the 5D, but it comes with a lot of work, and it comes with some things you have to let go of. Friend groups, families, work situations, they may be a part of the thing you have to let go of. And it also comes to people maybe not understanding you, or maybe judging you for that. And it comes with like not really caring about what other people say, because you live in your best life. Why would you care what somebody else is saying? You live in your dream life. I don't give two shits about what people say about me. I'm embodying the happiest version of me. And that is all I desire. That is all I want. What other people say about me is none of my business. That is not my concern. I have no trouble with what people say about me, because I'm minding my own business. I'm here embracing my happiness, embracing love, connecting to that consciousness of the divine, connecting to that unity. And as long as I'm staying in my own lane, I'm not bothering nobody. I don't really care what people have to say about me. And it comes down what other people are talking mess about you, or they gossiping about you. That is their own problem. That's a projection within their own selves. But people are still afraid of that. They're afraid of people talking about them. They're afraid of what people will say about them. So they just don't do anything and they stay complacent, and they don't evolve into their 5D version of themselves. So this is what I mean by say, so you have to do the work, the healing work, to release those traumas, release those fears of being seen and being rejected by friends, rejected by family, because it all comes from a greater and better cause. We're not just doing this to suffer and isolate ourselves. We're doing this because we know there's something greater out there. And that greater thing out there is what you're desiring, is what you're dreaming of, right? It's feeling these emotions of high vibration on a daily, consistent basis. However, this is the work that you must do, and this is the work that it comes with before you get to live that. And it's the journey and these experiences of things you've learned on that. And so this is why you need to do the work, the shadow work, the healing work, the self-awareness, and to build consciousness for you to understand these emotions you're having, understand what it is, understand where it came from, and then you know what to do to release it. And this is how you transmute these emotions from fear to love, transmute these emotions from confusion to gain clarity, from dependency to determination. This is what I mean by doing the work. If you want this desire, you want this life, you want the life that you want so badly, you want to be happy, you want to be in love, all of these things you desire, you are capable. You are perfectly capable of acquiring these things in your life. However, it comes to how bad do you want it? Doing the work is hard. No one said it's going to be easy. I never said the spiritual journey is easy. I never said that, oh, don't come for me, okay? I never said it was going to be easy. It's hard to do this spiritual work. It's hard to be consistent. It's hard to wake up and continue to build a self awareness. But it's even harder for you to stay complacent and not live the life you desire, knowing that there's something better out there for you. So you have to choose your heart. Which heart are you going to choose? What is it going to be? There has to come to a point where you just know that there is something better out there for me. You've There's some point where you get a calling to do something. Your higher self is guiding you. Your higher self is driving you. Your higher self is directing you to where you need to go. So it comes to the point where, are you answering these callings? Are you doing these promptings? And if not, what is stopping you from doing that? What is blocking you from doing these things in your life? Because if you get a calling, something is telling you to do something in your life and you ignore it. And yet you're still complaining that your life is still the way it is. So something has to give. You can't just say that you want a life you want to live and you desire these things, but yet you refuse to do the work to do it. There has to be some type of change in your life to create that change. You have to be that catalyst for change. And that catalyst is you doing the healing work, building awareness, making different actions, doing different things in your life. This is how you move energy. This is how you move your lifetime. This is how you change timelines. This is how you become and embody that higher version of yourself. And then all these other great things that you want, the love, travel, freedom, these things are an after effect of moving timelines. These things are an after effect. When we manifest, I said this before, when we manifest, we're not manifesting to just get the car. We're not manifesting just to get the house. You're becoming that version of yourself. And in return, these things will come naturally. It is all a flow. These things will flow to you. It will come to you. In order for you to be in a receptive mode, you have to take action to become that receptive version of yourself. You have to take action to do these things differently. You have to take action to wake up and create change in your life. You have to take action to put in the work in your life. That is what I mean by taking that action to do things differently, to think a different way. And then in return, that energy will come to you. You will receive that thing. That's that balance. This is how duality is created in our lives. So the first step is doing a healing work. That is the foundation. That is your basics. You have to do shadow work. You have to unheal all these traumas and triggers. You can't be in your highest 5D self with all these unhealed traumas. We all have traumas within us, but it's to the point where, how healed are you? How much is it going to affect you on a day to day basis? And how aware are you that these traumas are affecting you? That is what I mean by you being in a healed version, because traumas can become unhealed again. Emotional wounds can open up anytime, but the thing with this will be differently is you're able to have awareness and you're able to release these things at a better rate. The quality of healing will be better because you have that awareness now. If you were able to receive these traumas from an unhealed state, you'd be walking around being either being in chaos or you just suppress it. So this is what I mean when you're in a higher timeline, when you have a higher version of consciousness, and some events come down, things happen, certain situations happen to you, you're able to react and you're able to take care of these situations better because of that consciousness, because of that self-awareness, because of you knowing that you're in a higher timeline. You know that no matter what happens, things will always work out for you. And because of that knowing, because of that knowledge you have, things will naturally work out and you take better actions. The results will find themselves to you and you're able to get the results that you're looking for at a better rate because you have this knowledge, because of the way you carry yourself and the way you go about things. So this is how different the same situation could happen to you, but You can get different results because you're on a higher timeline, because you have your consciousness raised. Somebody out here needs to be creating something that will not only help you, but it'll help other people in your community. Eventually will help the entire world. But that's what I mean. That fear is stopping you from accomplishing that creation, starting that building, starting that something y'all need to be doing. And once we're in that 5D reality in our lives, things will flow naturally to you. Things will always be at a greater version of yourself. Things will always be at a more quality version of your life because you have that 5D consciousness. Everything else will follow. It has to. It's okay to go to parties. It's okay to club. It's okay to do all these things, but like, how much are you doing it to the point where it's affecting your work you need to do? Y'all can go to the club if you want. Personally, I don't do that. I'm not really that social enough to be clubbing every single weekend, going, having drinks, doing all that. But there has to be some type of balance. Yeah, I can't be out here clubbing, living your best 3D life, doing no type of work, having no type of consciousness, and still wanting to live the life, still wanting to live in your 3D reality. There has to be some type of sacrifice. What are you willing to give up to get something better? What are you willing to let go of to receive even more? There has to be some type of sacrifice. It's a give and take. You give up these 3D mundane things. You give up the doubt. You give up the fears. You give up these lower vibrations. In return, you receive higher polarities. You receive higher versions of yourself. But are you willing to give up this 3D life? Are you willing to give up your human thoughts? Are you willing to give up your egoic thoughts in order to receive your dreams? It sounds easy. People say, "Yeah, I want to do that. I'm willing to." When it comes down to actually doing the work, they run away, or they stop, or they're not being consistent on it because of, you have to face yourself while doing this work. You have to face your fears. You have to face your traumas, your triggers. You have to face that darkness within you. You have to face your shadow and integrate it into a duality, integrate it into one. And that takes work, and a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to get to the results without actually doing the work. You can't, is there's no, you can't do that. There's no connection. There's no, how are you able to bridge the gap without actually creating that bridge? You creating that bridge for yourself is doing the work. How are you going to teleport from 3D to 5D without creating that bridge for you to walk on? So there has to be something. That's what I mean, something has to give. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Hope this video finds you well. This is the most basic, and how, I don't know how more basic I can get with this. So I really hope you understand this video, because people are so asking me, how do I do this? What does it mean from 3D to 5D? So I really hope this video finds you well. I really hope this helped you really gain better insight and clarity in what I mean by evolving yourself from 3D to 5D and raising consciousness and becoming the best version of yourself. So if there's anything specifically you want me to talk about, just let me know down in the comments. And until next time, I will see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.